of reading the papers. We also have included here the indictment, which everybody should read because it's a shocking piece of criminal development. One of the things it does is it has a lot of things that have nothing to do with the charges, nothing to do. It has facts that are just intended to make Assange look bad. But I feel that they make him look good. What they say is he went to meetings like this and he said, please send me your material. Now they think that that's bad. I think that that's good, and it's also irrelevant to the charges against him. The other thing that it does is that it accuses him of putting up on the internet the most wanted documents. So on it is a list of all of the documents that people would like to see hacked or leaked or whatever. And they say that he made that list. In fact, that list was made by human rights lawyers all over the world. They wrote in and said, I need this. See if you can get it for me. And Julian put it up on his list. It's the whole experience of WikiLeaks has been a participatory event. One of the things that I wanted to mention is that Julian's positions on things are the opposite of what we have now in this country with the First Amendment. The First Amendment was designed to protect journalists because it's not journalists, but people who object to monarchs, people who object to royal governors, people who dominate and don't allow democracy to exist, because that's what the founders were living through, and they objected to that. So what their position was, okay, we have checks and balances on this person so that this person won't become a despot. But maybe that's not enough, because what if that doesn't work, like it's not working here? So what they did was they said, we'll make a government, we the people. And the fourth, what they call the fourth estate, which is journalism, is supposed to be an additional balance to the tripart government. But the last part, the journalist part, is really the part to educate the people so that the people can respond, so that the people can object, because they understood that the only way to control despotism is if you have an aware public. Julian has that exact position, that transparency can really affect the world. He is known for saying that that at the bottom of every war there are lies, and maybe we can truth it to peace. I want to read to you something that I think is an analysis of WikiLeaks and how they operate and what their goals are. Excuse me. Okay. This is written by Renata Avila, who is a Guatemalan human rights attorney, a brilliant attorney. And she writes, I learned the revolutionary concept of WikiLeaks had different components. First one, which struck me as brilliant, was to adapt the Wikipedia form of decentralization and apply it to the analysis of documents. Too often, the reporting on relevant issues of countries beyond G20 economies was without context, and technical reports were contaminated by lobbyists and flawed information. More often than not, the stories were superficial and given to bombastic headlines. Taking advantage of the growing interest in citizen journalism in the mid-2000s, WikiLeaks began the powerful participatory idea of making full sets of source documents available to the public, an idea that would unlock traditional journalism and overcome the economic centralization of media outlets. The second concept was security as a liberating force. Not only security for the people involved, but safety for the documents, which would become a vast global library with over 11 million files saved from being burned, thrown away, deleted, altered, or hidden. A global resource, resilient, permanent, and uncensorable for research and publication, available for journalists and activists to restore equality by decolonizing secret knowledge. The knowledge that those making the most critical decisions about our future and our planet are granted to themselves access to it documents while denying it to us for our own safety. It would provide the perfect answer to the media blockade in case of brutal genocide, because the models circumvented the fear of economic retaliation and other forms of censorship. The third feature offered was the non-traceability of sources. It would dispel the fear of prosecution by those in power. We could verify chains of command, complicity, and orders. We could prove cases of genocide, complex corruption scandals, and sophisticated network operations against the public interest. The benefits seemed unlimited. Julian's vision for WikiLeaks made it possible to protect witnesses from getting killed, offices raided, and laptops stolen, especially in the post-conflict societies. The innovation was the use of an anonymous Dropbox protected by cryptography. Accessibility of data in some places is like a miracle. Now there was a peaceful, affordable way to open closed systems controlled by powerful oligarchs and to conquer violent retaliation and assassination against human rights defenders and activists, those who spoke truth to power. So one of the things that you can see about Julian is his opposition to secrecy. And I want to just relate that to what's happening in this country, because here we are going to prosecute Julian Assange, where we are engaged in war crimes, and he is engaged in exposing war crimes. But beyond that, he is interested in people knowing things, and we are not interested in having anything known. We have increased secrecy tenfold, especially in this administration. There are no press conferences. There are no press conferences. I'll do this quickly. Sorry. There are no press conferences, no briefings. There's censoring of all material. ICE destroys its records. Executive power defines what national security and what the executive can censor. We have banned words like vulnerable, diversity, entitlement, transgender, fetus, evidence-based, and science-based. I read this list over, and I can't figure out the basis for saying that these words cannot be used. At any rate, censorship preserves domination. And it is one of the tools that this government is using to protect our executive and to keep that power going. And I think that educating people about Julian and about WikiLeaks can really make people understand how terrible things are happening here, and can make us begin to organize and get together and share this book and work on behalf of Julian and work on behalf of making sure that this country doesn't become a fascist state. Thank you.